The Fireball and Super Witches are a perfect combination, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to take down every style of base at Town Hall 16 with it, even if you have a non-max Fireball like me. This reasonably common box base is a perfect base for the Fireball. Why is that? Because if we get the Fireball to target onto this monolith here, we'll get rid of not only the monolith, but both ricochet cannons, the CC, and a poison tower. And I think that's pretty insane value, don't you agree? On top of that, it's going to be pretty easy to get our Warden to target the monolith. Sorry, there's not a lot of defenses in the way, and I'm not even going to need a rage spell because the rage gem is too OP. Just in case you're wondering what level my equipment's at, I don't have that high a level rage gem. I do have quite a high level Fireball, obviously, but a level 18 one is good enough, and I think that's pretty achievable for most people to get. Whilst this Warden Walk's going on, we got the Flame Flinger, got the Barb, and 2 archers to tank that mortar, and now the Flame Flinger's away. We pull the Warden to the other side of the funnel, and we're going to Super Witch Smash into the top side. Now, why do Super Witches work so well with this? Because really, Super Witches don't need the Eternal Tome as much as any other Smash troop in the game. Super Witches by themselves have plenty of hit points, but on top of that, they're a ranged unit, so they're not going to sit in the Town Hall Poison as much. And they've got the big boys that they can spawn and tank for them quite consistently. So of all the Smash armies in the game, this is the army that's the least reliant on the Eternal Tome. What this army needs is damage, because we all know the biggest problem with Super Witches is time. And that's why I like this, because the Warden Walk you're doing isn't super long. You're able to get the insane value with the Eternal Tome. Sorry, with the Fireball, you're able to get the value with that far quicker than you would a normal Warden Walk. And on top of that, it doesn't require anywhere near as many spells as, say, a set of Zap spells would, that you often see with this army. So you've got more rage spells for the Super Witches, you have more of the base carved out from the Fireball. It's honestly just perfect. It makes complete and utter sense. We've got the RC, her job was to come through the core and get rid of a few of the buildings I missed. Unfortunately, I put her straight into trouble, and she is going to die here, and for a second you might think this looks close. But Super Witches don't die. Look at this, they are standing in the Town Hall Poison. They don't have 5 healers on it. It's only a couple of healers there, but that's fine. They've got the big boys tanking for them. We got the Yetis coming out of our Flame Flinger on the bottom, and that is going to be a clan clash triple. But this is just the first of many. We've got a mixture of Legends hits and War hits today. Let's dive into some more. Another box space here, but we're not going to come in on the back end. Instead, we're going to come in via the Town Hall here, and I want to show you, this is my favorite way to use the Fireball on box spaces. So the building I'm targeting here is the Bomb Tower, because if I can get the Bomb Tower, I should be able to get CC, Invis Tower, Monolith all down. And that means this Town Hall's not only going to be activated because of the Quakes and the Fireball, it's going to be free with the Invis Tower down for the Flame Flinger to finish off. Base builders put the Invis Tower there to stop the Gauntlet. Well, it wouldn't as much on this one, but to stop the Gauntlet or to stop a Flame Flinger for the Town Hall. But they are not ready for the Fireball. Now, admittedly, I do make a mistake here, so I miss one of the Quake spells on the CC. You see that first one just misses, so the CC lives with a fraction of health, but still I triple this base. I think that says a lot about the army for you there. We pick all the Teslas up, and now the Flame Flinger is going for the Town Hall. Annoyingly, we pull a few archers, but alas, what can you do? I am a big time noob for somehow missing the Quake on the CC. We got the Super Witch Smash coming in here. King on the right-hand side. His job's to set a funnel. I don't really need him in the core of the base. Yes, the Gauntlet ability is amazing, but I want to use that to funnel the Super Witches into the core. We got the CC come out here. Thankfully, it's not a triple Ice Golem CC, otherwise that could have been a problem. But alas, away we go. We use our rage spells. Now, the biggest problem you'll find with this army is when the Super Witches spread out a bit. So you'll notice 1 or 2 of them spread out there, and they went down very quickly. Whereas when they all stay together like this, when you got the rage spells on them, it's very hard for them to die. So a funnel, which is what I'm doing with the King and the RC on the flank, is critical with this army. I use the jump spell on the back end. Now, I know some of you might want to bring Root Riders with the army and save a jump spell, but this case scenario here is a perfect example of why the jump spell is better. because I never would have been able to get a Root Rider to make it this far on the base, particularly when I don't have the Eternal Tome. Just suck it up, bring the 2 spell space that's required for a jump spell. It's not even that much. Like, and you're definitely going to get the value for it in the end. And yeah, bring 4 Super Witches rather than having to drop one, so you can bring the Root Riders. We got the Flame Flinger opens up now. The RC is insane with the haste ability, and she is going to clean up what's left, along with that one final big boy. What an absolute champion he is. And that base, despite me messing up the Quake spell, still goes down easily. I swag a couple of spells there. What else is there to see? Unsurprisingly, the toughest style of base for this army would be a ring base, because this is the base style where you get the most value for your Apprentice Warden, because there's so much damage in one spot of the base. You're mitigating a lot of that damage with the invincibility. But you can also get more value with your Fireball. Now, I had 2 options for my Fireball here. One was to go for this Builder Hut, so I could get the CC Eagle Monolith, but I wasn't 100% sure if I would get the CC. I think I would, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I decided instead to go for this Expo, because I'd get the Poison Tower, Scatter, Multi, and you see here I delay this by a second, so that I get the Queen as well. Pretty insane value. The CC comes out here. If this was going to be an extremely annoying CC for my Warden to deal with, like a Hound or something, I would have pulled my Warden over immediately to the bottom here with my Queen, and had them deal with it together, but this was a pretty easy CC for my Warden to deal with, so just let her do it by himself. He does plenty of damage on his own. And now we pull the Queen to the bottom. As you can tell, we've had the Flame Flinger on the top side, getting rid of the Eagle Artillery. But yeah, pretty happy with that insane Fireball value there. By the way, if it's not clear, the Fireball, I believe it can go like 4 tiles behind a defense. That's how we were able to get the Poison Tower down in that exchange. Yet again, using the King to funnel, we got the first layer wall break, and then I'm going to jump to the core. Notice how I leave it open so the King can come into the core as well if he wants to. He ends up going around the base, which ends up not being a problem in the end anyway. And look at these big boys getting in front and tanking. Obviously, we're about to go into a high DPS part of the base, so our Super Witches could be in trouble, but these big boys, they are really quite tanky. They're appropriately named, and they keep spawning quicker and quicker. For those who don't know, Super Witches technically got a buff in the last update because they spawn these big boys a lot quicker than after they die. It's the same for all spawners in the game. But look at this. The Super Witches, yes, they are going to go down eventually in the core of the base. You see these 2 here, but they do hang on for a remarkably long time, and given how much value the Fireball got, how much value the Flame Flinger got, all that I need to do is the Super Witches help take down the Town Hall, and then my Queen and RC are going to be able to take down the rest. There comes another big boy. RC ability goes off. She's going to fly across the base, and that is a GG. Another swag spell for this one on a pretty toxic style of base, but I'm telling you, this can work on any base style, and I'm at the point, and I didn't think I'd say this, but I tested it a little bit myself. Super Witches are better with the Fireball than they are with the Eternal Tome. You heard that correctly. If you love Super Witches, switch from the Eternal Tome and the Zap combo and bring the Fireball instead. This base is a great showcase for why the Fireball is better than the Eternal Tome. So coming in on the bottom, notice how I put the Rage spell down immediately, because look, the Warden doesn't have a lot of hit points. He doesn't have anywhere near as many as the Queen, so you have to be quite proactive with your Rage spells. You need to Rage before he gets into the high damage, otherwise by the time the Rage spell takes effect, he will be dead. Now, if I put both Earthquake spells right in the middle here, I don't think it would quite reach either of these Expos. So what I do here is I put one Earthquake here and one Earthquake here. So the first Earthquake obviously touches the Expo, Ricochet Cannon, and the other Ricochet Cannon, and then the other Earthquake touches this Expo, Ricochet Cannon, and Ricochet Cannon, because I know Expos only need one Quake to finish off with the level 18 ability, whereas the Ricochet Cannons need 2. So you kind of need to understand your Earthquakes to maximize them. In saying that, I do miss my Earthquakes. I miss both Ricochet Cannons, so they do stay at 1 HP, but that's fine. The Warden finishes them off instantly, and that is a 20-second Warden walk for you. That's got an insane value. Yes, the Eternal Tome's nice, but it's not this nice. And now my Super Witches have 2 minutes 40 technically to take down the rest of the base, and they may be a slow troop, but they're not quite that slow. Now, I've got the flame thing on the top side. I'm meant to tank this mortar, but I do get a little distracted here because, as I talked about, and I believe it was the second attack, the biggest weakness of this is when your troops split and the healers aren't healing everything, and you're going to see that happen right here. So I didn't bring any super wall breakers for this army. They weren't needed. So I was able to bring a Titan to help out with the defensive CC, as you can see right here. Healers are doing a good job on the Titan, but the hero, my queen and 2 super witches go the wrong way. The king is setting a solid funnel, but yeah, queen ability pops early. You see these super witches in the core are going to beat the wall. It was making me a little upset at this point because I thought for a second I might fail this, but there's no way to fail with super witches, so I don't know why I was concerned. King and RC are clearing out the right side. My queen does go down here. It does look a little close here, but you never forget the power of super witches. They are going to be under a little bit of damage here, but as long as they've got healers on them, they can push through the back end quite easily. The Yetis have come out. They're going to help get rid of most of the defensive RC. Most, so that my RC can finish off the rest. The super witches are still chilling in the core. Imagine how quick this triple would have been if it went a bit more seamlessly. But yeah, nicely done from the troops there. They're going to clean up the base nice and easily. But that's the first war attack of 2. Do I get the 6-pack? I guess we can find out. What sort of question is that? Of course we got the 6-pack. Super witches are insane. Now, do let me know down in the comments below, in terms of videos, do you like me doing live war attacks? Do you like me recording my POV and then talking over it afterwards? Or do you like watching it from a replay perspective? I was planning to record these attacks live and my live reaction, but in case you haven't been able to tell already, I am sick. I haven't been feeling that great, so hopefully my voice doesn't sound too bad at the moment. It's not taking anything away from the video for you all, but yeah, sorry. But yeah, let me know, because if you want to see more live war attacks, I'll definitely do it. Now, with this Warden Walk, I was trying to target the Ricochet Cannon, but the Warden is an idiot. I mean, I didn't par them very well, so I guess I'm the bigger idiot here. But yeah, the Warden kind of mucks around a bit, so... And then he goes after the king rather than in. So I just popped the ability here. I was pretty sure the multi was closest. I do miss out on getting that multi-arch tower because I didn't target the Ricochet Cannon, but I mean, it's just one defense in the end. We got the king setting the funnel again. I did want to try and wall break the Ricochet Cannon here, but yeah, Ricochet Cannon's too good against the Super Wall Breaker, so the king is unfortunately going to miss all of that. And now we're coming in on the back end with the Log Launcher. You see all these walls we have to get through, so the Log Launcher is kind of required. I don't want to bring 2 jumps with this army, and I didn't see any Flame Flinger value on the base, so this made the most sense. And you're going to see that this attack is going to completely clap the base. It's not even going to be close, because Super Witches don't need the Eternal Tome. They just need an Insane Funnel and Rage spells. I freeze the Scatter on the left-hand side. Not sure that was needed. Guess I might have been getting a bit panicky. Still sitting on a Rage and a Freeze. I freeze the Defensive Queen and the Monolith. The Yetis come out of the Log Launcher, and look at this push through the Town Hall. I got the RC on the left side. The King has died on the right side. This Town Hall goes down so quickly. I mean, look at that. All the healers are still up, sitting right on those troops. Nice and pretty. Crushed. Completely and utterly crushed. I found diamonds to be amazing for this because there's not enough concentrated DPS in the base. The Log Launcher gets insane value. This wasn't even a max Log Launcher with this hit, and generally you can get good value with the Fireball on the corners, as I showed in this hit. Another swag spell, and the real question is, why aren't you using Super Witches? If you haven't tried them at Town Hall 16 and you do have the Fireball upgraded, give it a go, because this army is not only fun, it's insane.